Hey everyone, I want to do a video to try to help someone who may be thinking about getting a 3D printer. If you're like me, when I started looking last year, it's very intimidating, I guess, and overwhelming with just the amount of information that's out there, and you can, watch all kinds of videos. You try to make sense of all of it. I'm not going to go into the details as far as specs of printers, because I think that's the part that's overwhelming. I'm going to keep it like very basic of, if you're wanting to get into 3D printing, which printer should you get and why I think it's a good printer to get. Now I can only talk about the ones that I have, which the four in this video are going to be the Anycubic Kobra X, the Bambu Labs P1S, the Flashforge AD5X, and the Centauri Carbon from Elegoo. That's the Centauri Carbon 1. They have a 2 out. I don't have that one, so I can't bring it up in this video. I guess something you do have to keep in mind is what are you looking to get from getting a 3D printer? Are you wanting to do little fidget things like this guy, or are you wanting to do multicolor like this? Or is a single color good? Do you want to make a little spider that's just black? Or are you wanting to get a little more detailed than that? Like, are you wanting to be able to print something to fix something in your house? I've printed stuff for my dishwasher to fix it. One of its wheels, the little clip broke. So I 3D printed another clip. Wrong material I used. I'm new to this. Apparently, it gets pretty hot in the dishwasher. And just real quick to touch on the different filaments, because that was an overwhelming thing for me when I was first looking into it. I primarily print in PLA and PETG. Those are the two kind of like basic entry-level filaments. If you relate to like a car, PLA is the car that you go to a car lot and you tell them, I just need to get from point A to point B. I don't need anything fancy. That's PLA. It's gonna get you what you need, but you're not gonna get there in style. Now PLA's come a long way, and I'm new to 3D printing, but from what I've seen, it's gone beyond just the basic plastic. PLA is the cheap, get you from point A to point B. Great for just playing with a 3D printer. PETG is just a step up from that. That's still going to get you from point A to point B, but maybe with a little more comfort, a little more protection. PETG is a little bit stronger than PLA. And I'm not going to go into any further than that, because this is about beginners, entry level, and those are the two filaments that are going to be good for you to start out with. So anyway, the printers I have vary for what you want to do. Every one of them can probably do what a beginner would want to do. I mean, they're all entry-level printers. I'm just gonna go over each of them and kind of the like quick pros and cons of what you can get out of it and whether that's the one you want to use or not. First printer I want to talk about is the Elegoo Centauri Carbon. It's the first one I purchased myself. Actually, like 2 weeks after getting the Soval for Christmas, I was hooked. So I watched a lot of videos, and this printer, even at the time when it first was released, was only about $300. I think now it's down to like $285. So, but they do have a version 2 out now. So this one, oh, hold on. Sorry. Okay, yeah, this one's a great printer. This one I call my curse printer. It sometimes will print flawless. That I dug out of it was a failed print. Like, seriously, the last thing I printed on it, it got most of the way done. But for the most part, it's been a really good printer. I put a lot of time into it. I wish I could give you total print hours, but I've had to replace the main board on it, so all of its print hours got erased, unfortunately. Easily above 500. This thing it's normally running every day. The only reason it hasn't been running recently is because of that failed print. I wanted to use that as part of this video, is me pulling that out. It does a really good job when it does print. The prints all look great, and it can print pretty much any filament that you put in it. But like I said in the beginning, I'm keeping this to PLA and PETG for a beginner. This one for sure can do those. This is not part of it. This is a filament dryer that I really love, but that's not part of this video. So it has a very nice touch screen. Gives you, you can go back and print previous files that you've printed. You can print from a USB device. You can go back to your print history and see that. Of course, it's got your normal settings that you can go into, and you can see how responsive this screen is. Very, very good. I know the Centauri Carbon 2 has the similar screen but a little bit bigger. Now, as of right now, this is a single filament. One of the annoyances now is the having to load and unload filament. You got to hit this, and until it unloads, it's got to heat up, and it takes a few minutes, and then you pull the filament out, put another one in, then you hit the load, and then it's got to heat up some more, and then it'll finally load, and then when it gets done, it'll put a little message on the screen saying that it finished, and you have to press OK, good job, or it won't let you print to it. Now, they did just release a multicolor add-on for this printer, which is only $55. Very good price. I think it really matches the printer in price. Elegoo, I feel like when they released this, they were trying to compete with Bambu and at a reasonable price, and I think they really did do that. So with the new canvas system that you can pre-order, it's not out yet, but it's very close to coming out. With it, you're going to be able to it'll have 4 spools, but you'll just load the filament and it'll just feed it all the way to the print head. So it'll be real nice. Now, I don't know, because I don't have it. I don't know if it's going to still say, press here to continue. I don't think it does. I think from what I've seen, it just, it just loads it. And that'd be really nice. So I'll definitely be getting that. Next one is the Flashforge AD5X. This one I've said is my favorite printer, and it's getting to where the other 2 that are on this list are really fighting to be my favorite. The good with this one, now this one can do what I was just saying that the Centauri Carbon will be able to do once they get the canvas system. It looks very similar to this, and you just feed the filament in. Here, I can even quickly demonstrate. So you just feed it in, and as you can see, the screen lights up and it says, oh yeah, let me load that up for you. It comes over, and there you go. It's loading it, and it's ready to go. It can do all the the PLA, PETG, BS, and TPU. It can do those too, but PLA, PETG, it'll do it no problems. Problem with this one is it does have a smaller print bed, but if you're just going to be printing something like that, who cares? This whole enclosure is not part of it. I think you can see from the thumbnail of this video, I purposely used one that did not have the enclosure. That's the way it comes. Very small, compact. It does an amazing job when it prints. This is the one I've said it in multiple videos, I think, that this is the one that I just send a job to it and I don't have to watch it. It just prints, Very rarely does it fail, and if it does, it's usually a bed adhesion issue that probably caused by me more than by the printer. Yeah, this one works good. You can see there's some parts here. I did have to do some surgery on this guy, but support was amazing. Sent me the part I needed. Actually pretty quick about it. So just a matter of taking it apart, fix it, and it's back up and running and it could be printing right now. I just haven't sent anything to it. Now the screen is not as responsive as the Elegoo. You gotta really press down for it to respond. But it's gonna give you all the same stuff. You can go back and reprint stuff. You can actually go in and tell it, like, you know, what type of filament this is. You know, it's black, okay. It does not have an RFID reader, so, you know, it can't detect the colors and the type of filament like some of the newer printers can. Then you got, you know, your normal settings that you can do. It does have the camera, but you have to purchase it separate and install it. The installs are very easy. It's just up here in this corner. You can kind of see it there. So the next printer that I've got is, this is the Bambu Labs P1S. They do have a P2S out that just came out recently. That was the reason that I purchased this printer, because when the P2S came out, this one's price dropped. I think it was $400, where when this printer came out, it was $800 or $900. I figured that $400 is a reasonable price, especially for a Bambu Lab printer. You're going to hear a lot of people talk about how these printers, the Bambu Lab printers, are very reliable and easy to use, and yeah, that is true. That's very true. I hooked this one up and had it printing within just maybe 15 minutes. The physical hooking everything up was not hard at all, and there's plenty of unboxing videos out there if you want to see that. I don't have one myself. One complaint people have with this printer is this screen. It kind of looks like it's about a decade older than the printer. Honestly, the only thing I use this screen for is loading and unloading filament, and that's only needed if you don't have the AMS system, which I don't right now. I have one on the way. You can actually buy this as a kit that comes with the AMS, and the AMS, if you don't know, it's the same as this, except it's in a box and it just sits on top, or you can sit it on the side of it, but most people put it on top. That's where I'll have mine. But yeah, it'll be the same thing, where you just load the filament and it just feeds it in. You can see I kind of went with a theme. I went with Bambu's green for everything. This is an aftermarket, but this one, at the price it's at now, it's definitely worth getting. The only flaw would be the screen. Honestly, it's been a rock solid, and why I said, like, it's competing to be my favorite. For the price, I would get it. It's a good one for a first printer. If you want to spend less than $500, it's a good one to get. So the next printer is the Anycubic Kobra X. This is printer that just came out. As you can see, it holds the 4 spools. It's a multicolor. It doesn't auto feed the filament. You still have to manually feed it down to it. But once it's there, you don't have to tell it any, like, okay, it's there. It'll actually alert you that it's there. And then you can go into your screen. But you can go in here and like the others, you can tell it which color and type of filament. It does have RFID, which is right there is the reader. I don't have any RFID filament. When you buy this one, you can get 4 spools of filament with it as part of the purchase. The 4 they sent me, none of them were RFID. So I haven't been able to test it yet, so I can't really say. I have seen others use it, and it seems fine. Like, I didn't see any issues with it. Now, there are complaints about this printer from me. You can watch my previous video for that. And because I just released actually 2 videos about this, I won't go into a whole lot of detail. This printer is another one that it doesn't fail. Anytime it has failed, it's been bed adhesion problems from my fault, not the printer's fault. It's gone from being, my first video about it was that I regretted buying it. It's gone from that to being one of my favorite printers to use. This print bed, I think it's actually bigger than the others. I think this one's, I'll have to look, and then I'll put it on the screen. I can't remember. I think it's like 260 by 260. You can print bigger things, so really good for that. Again, it can print definitely PLA. It says ABS. I've never printed ABS, so I can't say for sure, but in PETG, it can do those fine. So again, very good printer for just starting out. Prints very nice, very well. Just in case you haven't watched my other videos, this is a light strip that I added, not something that comes with the printer. I just want to make sure you're not looking at that going, ew, that's ugly, it's not even straight. So this one is a good multicolor printer if you do want to do multicolor. I do occasionally do multicolor. It's not something I do all the time. I like these helmets. They're multicolor, but you print them individually. Like this one's the green, and then I'll print a black part that's going to attach to the green. You kind of assemble it. But one of my favorite things to bring up about this printer is how quiet it is. It also has a noise canceling calibration that you can run, and I've also uploaded a short on how to do that. One thing with it is during its initial setup, it will run that noise cancellation calibration on its own. So the first time it's going to run it. But if you need to run it again, it is possible to run it more than once. Impressive things that it's printed is that spiral. It was able to print that without any supports. That's in my video where I compare this printer to the Solval. I was very impressed that it could do that without supports. So that's my 4 printers. Now what's hard to do is pick which one I think you should get if you're starting. I'd say probably for the price, the Kobra X may be your best bet. And that I'm also basing that on because I've had some mechanical problems with the Flashforge, because I would have easily picked that before that happened. Yeah, this Kobra X has been pretty solid. I don't know if I helped anyone or not. If I did help, subscribe. I try to help others. A lot of my shorts are how to do things that I've had to look up on how to do it. And I thought, why not make a short video on how to do it? So I enjoy helping others. If this was helpful to you, subscribe, like it, add a comment if there's something you think I should have covered that I didn't, and maybe I'll do a follow-up video that's a little more detailed maybe. I don't want to overwhelm, try to give info that helped me pick a printer, price being a big one. So if you're watching videos like this because you're wanting to get your first 3D printer and you're doing your research, which is great, you can pick any one of these printers and you're going to be good. The thing I kind of regret with myself is I did put it off for almost a year before I bought my first one, and now I have 5 of them because I'm enjoying it so much. You just have to look at your budget and decide, how much are you able to spend or willing to spend. Don't keep putting it off. Just go ahead and purchase a printer that meets your needs and meets your budget, and you're gonna get hooked. I'll put links to all mine in the description, but I probably should have started this video by saying I'm not sponsored in any way. The links aren't affiliate links. I'm making, hold on, let me calculate this, carry the 1. Yeah, I'm making $0 from this. This is just all my opinion about the printers I have, the only ones I can speak about. Go out, buy a printer, then put a comment in a few weeks and tell us, was it your best decision, your worst decision? Anyway, I'm going to end this now, so enjoy your new printer. All right, bye everyone.